everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's video we're going to be trekking in rural Myanmar. I'm going to start the video off by stating that Myanmar is currently in a brutal civil war. Most governments advise people not to travel there. My videos aren't an accurate representation of how people in Myanmar live. Many people are struggling and fearing for their lives under the military dictatorship. In the Western media we don't hear a lot about what's going on in Myanmar, so I've linked some resources for anyone who wants to know more about the situation in the description of this video. On a lighter note, we started the trek by gathering some foods from the local market. So first we had breakfast. We just got some Shan noodles. It was very nice. And these tofu, they were like tofu, but I think made with chickpea bites. So we also got some fruit from this fruit stall. We also got some seeds from this like herbal shop. It smelled very strongly, and the woman who owned it was very nice and chatty. Also got some sticky rice and coconut flake like dessert snacks. They were so nice. Also got some avocados. The avocados in Myanmar are insane and they're huge. I also tried these little sour fruit things. They were so sour. I've never seen them before and I have no idea what they're called. Later on in the morning we met up with another couple of tourists who were joining us for the trek, and we set off later that day. Found these ladies foraging mushrooms in the woods. Also found these cool little plants that are in Southeast Asia. When you touch them, they kind of close up. Here's kind of a bad video of me trying to demonstrate how they close up as like a defense mechanism.
You know all these.
So we got on with the trek. It was beautiful scenery, and we came to like a reservoir that was built by the British, and we had a little swim in there. We had to walk across some logs here in the jungle because it was all just swamp and it would have been up to our waists if we fell, so that was pretty sketchy, but luckily no one fell. We then made our way up to a village up in one of the hills where they actually make turmeric. The walk up to this village was stunning, and we also saw some kids just like walking home from school like up the mountain.
Only 3.
In Corn?
I'm talking about in this village.
This specific village.
This specific village.
Towards the end of the day we walked to another village. We had food there, and then we hitchhiked on the back of a truck carrying loads of wood. It was pretty unsafe, to be honest, but we made it to the village, and this is our homestay. This is our shower for the night, and this is the food that our host made us. We made pancakes the next morning, and the view from the homestay was actually incredible. We didn't see it the night before because we got there when it was dark. So we started the day by climbing a little hill near the village. I was so out of breath in these videos. I love hiking and it's my biggest hobby, but no matter how much I do it, I'm always so out of breath. We kind of walked through the mud for a little while, through some more rice fields, and then we hitchhiked again to the village where we were going to have lunch. So this truck pulled over for us, and we all had like a bit of a main character moment hitchhiking. After lunch we continued with the trek. It started to rain a little bit. We came prepared. We had like raincoats and bag covers, and we saw this guy walking his ox and he looked really happy. We had to cross a river and the path just got muddier and muddier, so we all had to kind of take our shoes off because we were just sinking in this mud. So we were hiking barefoot for ages in the mud. We came across some tribespeople from the Pa'ot tribe.
Okay, nice.
So they're also known as the Dragon tribe in Burma. They speak their own language. Burma has 135 different ethnic groups, and this one, the Pa'ot tribe, are called the Dragon tribe because they believe that they've descended from dragons. So in their villages you can find dragon logos on bags, and they also wear colourful headbands to make their head look like a dragon head.
She said that it's been raining, so it's very muddy.
Yeah.
Take your time.
Oh.
Very pretty. Are you single?
Yeah.
Hello. No. You live outside, though? The bear. So they harvest the peanuts.
Very good. Wow. So for the start of the trek today, my phone was dead and I didn't really have any way of charging it, but we did a bit of hiking and came to this hotel. It was really beautiful and in the treetops. We actually had to hitchhike a lot of the way to Inle Lake today. So we stood at the front of the hotel for a while, just kind of trying to hitchhike, and eventually this wagon stopped for us. So we were just kind of sitting on top of, I think it was peanuts on it, and holding on for ages. And they eventually did drop us off at Inle Lake. So here we are on the lake, but before we got to the lake, there was actually a military checkpoint, and they checked all our passports, but we were with two locals, and the locals, they fully like searched their phones. Yeah, they were really kind of suspicious of what they were doing with Westerners. But anyways, here we are at the famous Inle Lake. We went on a boat tour and you can see all of the floating villages. So Inle Lake is home to some 10,000 people and they all live in floating villages. There are also a few ethnic groups who live on Inle Lake, such as the Intha people and the Shan people. So here we are making Tanaka as well. So that's the sunblock and moisturiser made from tree bark. It's also a beauty standard in Myanmar, so they think it looks really pretty and a lot of locals can be seen wearing it every day. Inle Lake is also home to a lot of rich traditions and crafts, such as cigar making and jewellery making. This is our breakfast the next day, obviously washed down with a bottle of red wine, because why not? At this point we're in Shui and the weather is getting pretty bad. It's starting to flood. This was just before Typhoon Yagi hit and we didn't really know that it was going to get that bad. This was us visiting our friend's house, and to get there we had to walk through some of the parts of town that were starting to flood a little bit. We also went to this beautiful winery in Shui. I'd never been to a winery before, so I feel like this one was really beautiful. The wine was really good as well, and we got some amazing food. I got a tea leaf salad. Obviously, I ate one like every day in Burma. So I was actually meant to leave Shui and Myanmar the next day, but the floods were kind of getting worse. The situation was escalating a little bit. So I'm currently at Inle Lake. I have a flight from Yangon that leaves at 5:30 p.m. today. I was meant to get a night bus to Yangon to arrive this morning, last night. I waited for 2 hours at the bus station and then found out the bus was cancelled because there's bad flooding here. And a big bridge that cars go over has collapsed partially, so the bridge is broken. So the buses are also cancelled today, so there's absolutely no way I can make my flight to Yangon. My flight in Yangon. But I have a flight from Bangkok leaving tomorrow at 12 p.m, like just over 24 hours to New Zealand, and I can't afford another one of those flights. And of course I got like the non-refundable, non-cancelable, like no flexible tickets. So I really have to make this flight. I think maybe an option is to go to Keho Airport and get a flight to either Mandalay or Yangon. So yeah, but the phone lines have been cut off and there's no internet like anywhere. So I can't contact anyone to like let them know what's happening. I can't check if there's any flights today from Yangon to Bangkok or Mandalay to Bangkok. So we're going to hitchhike to the airport, but the town is flooded, so we need to walk through the flood to hitchhike.
again.
Okay, so I just tried to hitchhike to the airport, and we got to this road, maybe like 40 minutes from the airport, and the road is closed to the airport because it's like 5 feet high floods. Like you can't drive across it at all. So I'm now back in the town that I was in before. I managed to hitchhike with this American couple. Yeah, they were lovely. But yeah, so I'm now stranded and alone in the middle of a cyclone in this town, trying to find my way back to the hotel that I was in before. My friends were hitchhiking to Kalaw, and they couldn't get there either. Jesus. I'm trying to walk through this flood. Yeah, they couldn't get there because of the same road that's closed. And it's going to be like this for at least 2 days. I don't have any internet. Nowhere has any Wi-Fi. The phone I nearly slipped in a flood. The phone signal has been cut. This is what we're dealing with right now. And yeah, I have no way of contacting anyone. So here we are lost and alone in a cyclone.